Hello everyone, and welcome to another review. Today we're going to go ahead and review a fragrance from the house of Lolita Lempicka, all masculine, as you can see from the title. Here is the bottle. This fragrance was released in the year 2000. This fragrance has been around for a lot. It's available in two main sizes, the 3.4 and the 1.7. 3.4 is going to run you about $68. The 1.7 is going to run you about $47. Now that's just the base price. You can find it heavily discounted if you search around, so just look around, you'll find some good deals on this one. Now this is a presentation. As you can see, it's kind of got this frosted type look going through it. You can see through it, though it's, frosted light blue. The top here, this is plastic. Same thing with the cap, or with the press down. You pretty much press down and it sprays through. Press down, spray. Don't want to spray it just because this is a pretty heavy scent. And the bottom, you've got the tags and all that good stuff. Okay, so this is the actual fragrance. Now, the fragrance was created by Nick Monardo, and let's go ahead and get into the notes of what this actually consists of. And there's a lot of notes, so here they are. At our top, we have violet, ivy, basil, anise, licorice, wormwood. For our mid, we have sandalwood, tonka bean, rum, and almond. And for our base, we have vanilla, vetiver, cedar, praline, and labdanum. Alright, so one little thing that kind of caught me of curiosity, I'm still kind of searching around for the answer for it, is I noticed in the notes it listed anise and licorice. Now for those of you who don't know, licorice is made of anise. That's what it's flavored after, star anise basically, and that's where you get the licorice flavor. So the fact that they have it listed twice was just head scratching to me. I'm not sure what the heck they were pulling, but whatever, they've got it listed twice. So when you smell this fragrance, there are three main notes for this fragrance to me. There's vanilla, there's licorice, which is the star anise, and there's rum. So it's got this sweet, boozy scent that has the licorice really supplementing it, and that really is what you get throughout the entire fragrance. Now, as the fragrance begins to kind of, enter its dry down stages, and dry down, when I say dry down, on my skin, I'm talking about 12 hours at least later, you start to get a little bit more of a powdery feel that feels kind of like some of the other heavy hitters from the designers, like Le Male. It kind of feels like it, but it's not the same. Despite the fact that this is sweet and this has a boozy rum type feel, it has a very cozy type feel at the same time too. So when you spray it on, especially if you're careful with sprays, it feels like you're sweet, like you're warm and inviting, but at the same time it doesn't feel like an overly aggressive sweetness. Like if I was to classify the types of sweetness, if you've ever smelled Michael Jordan's Legend or New Harlem, to me that's an aggressive sweetness. That's not really a cozy or a sexy, or not necessarily sexy, but not necessarily a cozy type of a fragrance, whereas this is, and this pulls it off extremely well. It actually really surprised me, and I was probably influenced more of the fact that it was so cheap. I thought, okay, maybe this can't be that good, and lo and behold, this is actually a pretty good scent, especially for that. I really love the booziness that it kind of brings in. I've seen a couple of comments that they've reminded of other types of liquors too. So that's one thing to keep in mind. It does have a nice little boozy type of a scent to it, but the sweetness is really what is dominant in this scent. Sweetness, vanilla, powdery, and licorice. Really, that sums up all masculine on my nose. I didn't really get the other notes. I mean, you can possibly get a little bit of a tonka bean. If you get anal, you can start picking out a little bit of the notes, but those notes that I just described to you are really the dominant notes that I sense from this one. Spray wise, I go about 2-3 sprays on this one. I don't want to go too much on this one. This is a very heavy one, and the performance off of this is off the chain. Performance, when I mean at least 20 hours on my skin for this one. In fact, just to remind myself, I kind of sprayed it on one of my hands, and I've got to go wash it off basically now, and I've got to heavily wash it off because it's going to stay on and it's going to be on my skin for a while now, and I plan on going out with a different scent, so keep that one in mind. I would say for the season, this one's a little bit tricky. My initial reaction is definitely winter and definitely fall. So winter, I would say, is the primary when you should wear this one, and fall following up close behind it. That said, I have smelled this in the summer, and I've definitely smelled it across people coming across. It's a powerful scent. It's going to carry, and it's going to travel, and people are going to smell you from a couple feet away. But I think if you can regulate the scent for it, this would actually be a very nice one for summer nights as well too. Something that you could put on during the summer at nighttime. Keep that in mind. Or spring nighttime. I think this is a great night scent. Overall, I think it's a great casual scent that's more suited for the nighttime. Kind of like going out, not necessarily on a date per se, although you can, but I would just definitely say I think it's better suited for the nighttime rather than the daytime. Feels just a little bit too cloying for my taste in the daytime and for really hot weather. Now, age group, any age group can pull this one off, whether you be in high school, whether you be in middle school for that reason, or whether you be an older gentleman. I would kind of go off that whoever wears it, just be careful on the trigger. Less is better in this, especially for this one, less is better. So performance, 20 hours, it's got great sillage, it's got great projection. People are going to smell you from a couple feet away, and you're going to leave a nice little scent trail behind you. This is actually going to create a nice little cloud around you, so be very careful with this one. So with all fragrances, I take it out, have people smell it in Times Square, give their opinion. This one was a high rater. 83 people liked this. Of the people who liked it, they said that it was sweet, they said that it was sexy, and they said it was cozy. 10 people disliked it. The people who disliked it, ironically enough, said that it was too sweet, too strong, childish. Those were the three main things that they said. And even some of the people who said that they liked it didn't mention the childish part in it too. So keep in mind that that's kind of that's got a little bit of an overflow in it too. So it does have a very nice, playful, childish type like vibe to the scent. And there were 7 people who thought it was neutral. So if I'm to go ahead and give this one a rating, I give this a rating of a 9 out of 10. Yes, I give it a 9 out of 10, and I give it a 9 out of 10 with something that I want to say, and that's I don't particularly like this scent, but I still think that it's an excellent scent, especially for the price range to pick up. It's a scent that, with 3.4, especially on this will last you a long time. You only need to go 2, and me personally, I'll probably go about 1 spray just because you really don't need to go that heavy on this one at all. It has projection, has the performance. It smells very unique, I would say, in that manner, especially the rum, the sweetness, the vanilla. It's got a unique type of smell to it, and it does excellent for that. One of the downsides for it, though, I don't think it's very versatile. Like, outside of casually wearing it, I can think of a ton of other fragrances, even from the designer side, that I would rather wear in those situations. So it kind of takes a backseat to me in those aspects, but I'm a little bit biased because I'm not a fan of licorice to begin with, but I still think the licorice is done pretty well in this. It doesn't disgust me like licorice usually does, but again, good on those aspects, right? So if you're looking for a scent, especially like a night out scent, something for the winter, or even something for the summer that you want to try out, go ahead and go for this one. It's not going to cost you a lot. It's not going to break the bank. It's going to be up in there, all right? So if you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free. Let me know. Send me a message. Do whatever you got to do. Thank you. Take care of yourselves and have a great day.